So, in the last part of the video, you saw me greasing up that little gearbox with the two motors, and yeah, that basically did it. So now the clock is running, has been running for a while now, and it's keeping time accurately. So it was indeed what I told. Yeah, like it was probably not getting past that zone. It should be passing with the little pulse from the PCB from the circuit board. So yeah, that now is fixed, but we still have one other problem, and that is that you can see that like this dot definitely doesn't come far enough. So there is like this one little screw on that. If I quickly show you on the side. So that is this screw here behind all the wires. This basically turns the assembly you saw with the little eye contacts on. So I assume by turning that a bit around, you can regulate like how far the motor runs and when it stops. If that doesn't work, I might need to disengage it, like disengage it here. So basically like disengaging the gearbox, turning it so that it just has flipped, and then mounting the gearbox back in to well get it basically in line. So yeah, I'm going to try that, and I will report back to you. So as you can see right now, they are nice and aligned. So what I ended up doing is I ended up just disengaging like the gearbox from the rest. Basically turned it till it was about to flip, and then I held it in place, aligned the gears like with the end gear of the gearbox, and mounted everything back, and that did this. Turning that little yeah, that little screw didn't really do anything, although I might still try to fine tune it, but definitely did not do anything to like the big angle difference we had there. But yeah, it's good as it's going to get. Now it's working perfectly. So now before I change out any of the like any of the components on the PCB, because I still need to do that, which I'm just going to replace to make sure. I'm going to hook it up to the scope. Let's see the waveforms. Yeah, going to let you see this like the waveforms on the test points I talked about earlier. And then change the components, and yeah, after that all I'm going to do is polish this up. There's some scratches on there, and well, I'm not going to be able to remove all the scratches, but I'm still going to put like a really nice shine on there. Client's really going to appreciate that. So yeah, up to the scope view. So welcome to scope view. It's a little bit flickery, but yeah, it's the only way I can do it. Since this is an analog scope, well, analog digital, well, yeah, display is analog, so it's a little bit flickery. So yeah, this is the view from test point 1. I have it in like my extended time base, which is stored Germany. So it's basically like the world view on a digital scope, because that's the only way I can display this. So as you can see, those are the pulses. Those are 1 second pulses, which we're going to measure a bit later. But for now I'm having it on this view so I can show you once the motors are running how that looks. So let's see when that will happen. Yep, here you can see. So I'm going to stop it. So yeah, that's what you can see here. That's the noise mode switching has. So yeah, just to show you, this was much worse. Because I already changed the caps. This was much worse before. So yeah, now let's measure I'm going to measure from peak to peak, from that peak, and then let's get to the other one. Okay, that was not what I wanted, but so we're exactly at the peak, and as you can see, we have 1 second, which is what we want. So yeah, that means that replacing the caps did nothing to the timing, which is great because this timing is based on RC circuit, as you can see. Well, for the people who know about it, they can see. I'm not going to go into detail. Just thought I would show it. So yeah, that's all great. Let's go to the polishing step and finish this clock up. So here we are, and we're going to get the clock, like the front cover, plastic cover. We're going to get all like cleaned up, scratch free to a certain extent. So what are we going to use for that? Might be a bit unexpected, but I'm going to use the Iris model polish for that. Why? Well, because it works really good. It is cheap. There's things like Polywatch or well, there's that thing. There's I can't really call them, but there's things for cars. But in general, this is cheap. Works as good as Polywatch. Definitely much more less expensive than Polywatch. Polywatch comes in such small tubes. I think they're like 3.5 grams. Extremely expensive. So if you just want to clean up, this also counts for like plexiglass on a watch, the Iris model polish. And as you can see, this tube is well used, but still has a bunch in it. You could also use it to like clean certain things on clocks if you just quickly need something polished. Works really well. To the smell of it, I think it contains some small amount of like ammonia. But yeah, this is what I'm going to use. There is also the silk copper polish, and this is almost the same thing as this, but the Citadel is more liquidy, not really suited for anything like this. So yeah, if you want to do it with copper polish, that works, but this one will work better. I've tried, but the way I use it is I use a kitchen towel to apply it. I use like double ones, and I have two sets. I have one that I will use to rub it in, then throw this one away and take a fresh pair to rub it off. So I want to do it on the plastic itself, because basically that's what I want to polish, and if you do it on the kitchen towel beforehand, then it tends to soak in there before it can do its work. So I'm just going to rub in circles. I just want to cover the whole thing first. Now, the important thing is that you want to get some heat in there. So you want to stay in one place as much as you can and just rub and rub quite fast. You can see things start to clear up. So the reason this works, is, at least that's what's told me, is you're basically generating some heat and that allows the plastic to seal again. But if that does not work, well, you're just polishing. Okay, let's fold that one more time, and then I'm going to switch over to the clean one. Let's do the top side too. It's like less important than the front, but still, while I'm at it, why not do it? And the sides too. Just what's left over on the kitchen towel. Let's give the band some love too, although, well, there's barely any scratches on there, but at least it will be nice. So now I'm switching to the clean one. I don't know if any scratches would pick up before on camera, but now it's almost scratch free. It's a nice shine to it, and that is what we want. Now, what do you do if you have deep scratches? Well, with deep scratches, if you have material left to work with, what you can do with deep scratches is get some fine sandpaper. I would say start with something like a 1000 grit sandpaper. And then just basically what you're doing is frosting. You're going to make the glass or plexiglass frosted. And once it's frosted and the scratches are gone, you can't see them anymore. Then you start going finer and finer. And then you use something to polish it, like the metal polish, to polish everything back up. So, yeah, that's that polished. I'm pretty sure that, like, the shine picks up on camera if you compare it to before. So yeah, that was it. Back to polishing. So yeah, that's how you can polish up basically almost anything plastic. Like since, well, you know what, anything plastic, but it's always best to check on the side. If there's no chemical reaction, something that can mess up the plastic before you like rub it on the whole thing. But I've used it on many clocks, many like covers that were plastic, and I never had any problems with it. Not saying that it's impossible, so that's why you should check. Also, if you end up getting it somewhere and it dries up, and you want to get it off, some like light solvent, something like Coleman fuel works really well. Also, again, you need to make sure that it doesn't react with plastic, so check that before you use, or anything else. Always check before using it on a place where like, it wouldn't really be too noticeable if it messes up before checking, before using it. But yeah, that's what I use Coleman to. Light essence, it depends on countries how it's called. Here we call it like cleaning essence. Yeah, on a bunch of different names, but yeah, Google it if you don't know what the name is in your country. So yeah, that's how you polish, that's how you clean up. Told you anything. So this concludes the repair of the Copal quartz flip clock. Was a really interesting one. Was something very different from what I usually do. But yeah, my background from electronics came in handy here. But yeah, we brought it to a good end. Clock's working like new. Client's going to be very happy when it gets back to them. So yeah, I hope you liked it, because it was something different from what I usually do, and yeah, I always try to like show the special stuff, or show the normal stuff which has something special going on with it in the repair. So yeah, thanks for watching. Vote videos, and hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.